Hi, my name is Mustafa Kamaluddin, and today we'll take a closer look at a beginner arrangement of the classic Hawaiian song Aloha Oe. This arrangement is classified as beginner. I would mark it as grade 3 or 4. If you're comfortable with standard chord shapes, I would say it will take you 2 to 4 weeks. If you're an absolute beginner, then I'll say it will take you much longer, and my advice is to learn a more beginner piece first. It is in the key of A major, so we'll cover A major chord in multiple shapes, as well as the E7 chord. We'll cover simple downstroke strum, lots of legato tricks, as well as natural harmonics using our right hand. So, without further ado, let's get started. But first, let's hear what we're learning. Alright, so as I mentioned in the beginning of this tutorial, this piece is in the key of A major. The first chord shape of A major that most of you should know is the 2nd fret on the 4th string, 1st fret on the 3rd string, open, open. So that's 2, 1, 0, 0. The second version of this chord that we're going to play is the same as the first version, except on the 1st string you'll play the 4th fret with your 4th finger. It requires a little bit of a stretch. And the third version of the A major chord that we'll play looks a lot like the G major chord shape. That is 2nd fret on the 3rd string, 3rd fret on the 2nd string, and 2nd fret on the 1st string, except instead of playing the 2nd fret and 3rd fret, we're going to be playing 4th fret and 5th fret. So it's the same shape as the G major chord, you just move it up 2 frets. The actual full chord of the A major that looks like this is when you play this chord using these fingers, so that your 1st finger is free, and you would play the 2nd fret on the 4th string. But this is an advanced chord, so I've decided not to include it in this arrangement and focus only on the easy shape of the G major chord that moves up 2 frets. The other chord that we'll play is the E7 chord, which is 1st fret on the 4th string, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, open 2nd, and 2nd fret on the 1st string. And in the second section of this piece, we'll be playing a D major chord with a bar on the 2nd fret, and a 5th fret with your 4th finger. Now that we know which chord shapes to look for, let's start learning the fingerstyle arrangement. It starts with a pickup bar using the 3rd version of the A major chord. Now we're not going to be playing it the easy way, we're going to be playing it the hard way, but without the stretch, and there's a reason for that. So that's your 2nd finger on the 4th fret, 4th finger on the 5th fret, and 3rd finger on the 4th fret. And we start with an arpeggio with our index, middle, and ring. Notice how my thumb is on the 4th string for stability. And you play index, middle, and now, with my thumb being there as a ruler, I can flick my index slowly to get that arpeggio. So that's index, middle, strum. Now we need to play that 2nd fret. Resist playing it with your 1st finger, and instead, use your 3rd finger as a pivot and a guide to position shift down 2 frets to get that 2nd fret. So that your 2nd and 1st finger are free to play the D major chord that comes right after. If you play the 2nd fret with your 1st finger, then you will run out of fingers to play that D major chord, and it will be a little bit awkward. So we start with that A major chord, position shift, now you play that D major chord, 4th finger plays the 4th fret, back to that D major chord, 2nd fret, which you already have pressed, open, and that's when you get to relax because the following chord is the easy version of just an A major chord, and we played an ascending arpeggio. Ascending meaning we start with the lowest pitch and we end up with the highest pitch. Now you want to move your fourth finger to hit that fourth fret and first finger to hit that second fret. And you're going to move this hand down so the first finger touches the first fret, and the fourth finger will be on the third fret, except you want to squish it a little bit more to get that second fret. So you're going 4, 2, 2, 1. Now that second fret, we'll play it with our third finger. This looks a lot like the E7 chord we've learned earlier, except we need to play it using these fingerings because our second finger will play the first fret on the first string. So 4, 2, 2, 1. Now your second finger plays that first fret on the second string. Notice how I didn't let go of the chord notes so that they ring while I play the melody. The chord did not stop. So that's 1, 2, 2, 5 with your fourth finger, 4 with your third finger. Now you want to position shift your third finger down to the second fret. And now we can build that E7 chord. Isn't that convenient? 4, fourth finger, third finger, position shift, and build E7 chord. Notice how I didn't play full E7 because that's difficult. I played 5th fret, 4th fret, 2nd fret, and then I placed my fingers on the E7 chord as I needed them to. So that's first finger first, second finger, open, and I already have that first string, second fret pressed. Notice as well that when I was playing the melody notes, my right hand fingers were alternating on that string. I was not playing it with the same finger. I was alternating between my ring and middle. Alright, moving on to bar 5. It starts the same way as bar 1 with that A major chord shape, same position shift. A major chord. Now, in bar 7, we're going to start a sequence. A sequence means you play a melodic motif and you repeat it 3 times, except each time you repeat it, your starting point is a different point. So, at the end of bar 6 to the beginning of bar 7, we have, and right after it we have, and right after it we have. So that's the same idea. Da, 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 descending 3 notes in a row. A, G sharp, F sharp, B, A, G sharp, and then C sharp, B, A. If you follow those alphabetics, they are just going down 1 letter at a time, 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. When you repeat it, 1, 2, 3, and then when you repeat it. Now, of course, when we play that, we still have to add the harmony on top. So that's 0, 4 with my 4th finger, 2nd fret with my 2nd finger as indicated in the fingerings. Now my 1st finger will play that too. Then I play 2nd, 0, 4 with my 4th finger. Notice how I didn't let go of that 2nd fret. Now I can just slide it down. And then notice how I'm going to keep that and then move. Now, instead of playing 2nd fret with my 2nd finger, if you read the finger indications, that 2nd fret needs to be played with your 3rd finger so that your 2nd finger is free to play the A major chord. So that sequence passage becomes 0, 4, 2, hold. Hold, 3rd finger. Notice how my bass line did not stop ringing to give the impression that there are 2 people playing at the same time. Now in bar 8, we play that A major chord. Then we can just arpeggio it. And now you can either play an open A string, or you can be fancy and play a natural harmonic on the 12th fret. To do that, you have to barely touch the 12th fret with your finger and then play it with your ring finger. The trick here is to position your flesh exactly on top of the metal bar, and you have to barely touch it. Once you think you got it, you can just play with your ring finger. Another way of doing it is to play it with your thumb. Just to show you. In my case, I prefer to use my ring finger, and I'm holding that A major chord. Now you can take a breath and start that B section. What we're doing here is we're building that D major chord, right? We start with that second fret, open, second fret, right? Do you see it in bar 9? It's that overall D major chord shape with the bar on the second fret, 5th fret with your 4th finger. In bar 10, we're building this A major chord shape. And now in bar 11, looks like that E7 chord, except we need that G sharp with our 4th finger on the 4th fret on the 2nd string. That's probably the hardest spot on this piece, to go from the open string into that chord right away without muting the open A string with the bottom of your pinky. It's very important you don't stop it by accident. You have to come on top of the string. Don't forget to alternate your right hand fingers. Now we can play that G major chord shape on the 4th fret the easy way. Notice how my thumb is on the 4th string still. The reason I do that is so that I don't by accident play the 4th string. And that's just 2 A major chords stringed one after the other. Now in bar 13, we repeat what we did in bar 9. A major chord shape. A major chord shape with the stretch. That's beginning of the E7 chord. 4th finger. And then we can let go of everything. 2nd finger on the 2nd fret. 1st finger. 4th finger. A major chord shape. And now you're ready for the repeat. The second time you play it, you don't play bar 16, you just go into bar 17. And that's it for the Aloha Oe. Like I mentioned at the beginning, it is a beginner piece, except not for the absolute beginners. If you played 5 to 10 fingerstyle arrangements before, you'll find that the Aloha Oe is definitely manageable. If this is your first time, then you will struggle, and my advice is to pick an easier piece. With that in mind, good luck, and let me know how it goes.